Manila, Philippines. A humid morning, December 1994. While the city still slept, a man worked silently in a cramped, dimly lit room. Wires, a digital watch, batteries, and small bottles of liquid were scattered before him. His name was Ramzi Yousef, a name that, soon, the entire world would fear. Born in Pakistan, once a student of electrical engineering, Yousef had turned his intelligence toward destruction. Trained in terrorist camps across the Middle East and South Asia, he became an expert bomb maker. Cold, precise, and utterly ruthless. His goal wasn't just to kill. It was to send a message. That fear could cripple even the most powerful nations. The plan had a name, Operation Bojinka, a Serbian word meaning big explosion. It was divided into 3 deadly stages. Stage 1. Assassinate Pope John Paul II during his visit to the Philippines. Stage 2. Blow up 11 passenger planes over the Pacific Ocean, killing more than 4,000 people. Stage 3. Strike at the very heart of America, the CIA headquarters in Virginia. Every detail, every second, calculated with surgical precision. But before the operation could unfold, Yousef needed a test. A live experiment. A small explosion to prove that his bomb design worked. That test would be Philippine Airlines Flight 434. December 11, 1994. At Ninoy Aquino International Airport, hundreds of passengers queued for a flight from Manila to Tokyo, with a stop in Cebu. Among them was a tall, thin man wearing glasses and a calm smile. His passport read, Ahmad Khalid. A false identity. Security was routine that morning. No alarms, no suspicions. Inside his carry-on were harmless-looking items. Contact lens solution, a battery, a few wires, and a digital Casio watch. Nothing seemed dangerous. Yet together, they formed a bomb. At that time, airport scanners couldn't detect liquid explosives. So Yousef passed through undetected, carrying death in his hands. The aircraft was a Boeing 747-200, a giant of the skies. At the controls, Captain Eduardo Reyes, veteran of 20 years. First Officer Jamie Herrera. And Flight Engineer Dexter Comendador, young and sharp. They didn't know that, within a few hours, they would face the most terrifying test of their lives. At 5:35 a.m., Flight PR-434 lifted off from Manila. Its first leg, Manila to Cebu. On board, 273 passengers, most of them Japanese. The morning was calm. The sky, clear. Once the aircraft reached cruising altitude, Yousef stood up. He carried a small pouch and walked toward the lavatory. No one noticed. Inside, he worked fast. A 9-volt battery, a few wires, a small vial of nitroglycerin, and a Casio timer. Within minutes, the device was ready. He set the timer for 4 hours, enough time for him to disembark safely before it exploded. Yousef returned to his seat, 26K, near the window, just above the airplane's center fuel tank. He slipped the bomb into the life vest compartment beneath the seat, then quietly left it there. When the plane landed in Cebu, he blended in with the crowd and disappeared. No one noticed the calm man leaving the airport. No one knew that beneath seat 26K, a bomb had begun to tick. Boarding resumed for the next leg to Tokyo. Among the new passengers was Haruki Ikegami, a 24-year-old Japanese engineer. He took the same seat, 26K. A random choice. A fatal one. At 8:38 a.m., Flight 434 took off again, climbing smoothly into the blue morning sky. 3 hours later, the plane was cruising peacefully over southern Japan. Passengers relaxed, reading magazines, sleeping, unaware of the danger hidden beneath them. Then, at 11:43 a.m., the timer reached 0. A deafening explosion ripped through the cabin. A burst of smoke and flame tore open the floor. Passengers screamed as the air pressure dropped. In an instant, seat 26K was gone. A hole, nearly 20 centimeters wide, yawned in the fuselage. The body of Haruki Ikegami was blown apart. His lower half destroyed, the rest pinned in place by the twisted metal of the seat frame. Flight attendants rushed to help. Chief Purser Fernando Reyes fought to stay calm. He covered Ikegami's body with a blanket to prevent panic. More than 10 passengers were injured, one woman was badly burned. Miraculously, the explosion wasn't strong enough to destroy the aircraft. Why? Because this particular Boeing 747 was an older model. Its center fuel tank, the very target Yousef had counted on, had been relocated years earlier. Instead of igniting thousands of liters of jet fuel, the blast tore upward, venting into the cabin. The structure held. Hundreds of lives were spared, by sheer chance. Still, the situation was desperate. The aircraft was losing stability. The pressure warning lights flashed. Smoke filled the aisles. Captain Reyes activated the autopilot, but the system was sluggish. Flight attendants reported chaos in the cabin. One dead, several injured, oxygen masks deployed. Reyes had to act fast. He decided to divert immediately to Naha Airport, Okinawa, about 70 kilometers away. He radioed air traffic control. Philippine Airlines 434, we've had an explosion on board. Request emergency descent and landing. But static drowned the transmission. Only fragments came through. Explosion. Casualties. Emergency. Meanwhile, on radar screens at a nearby U.S. Air Force base in Okinawa, controllers picked up the distress call. They contacted Naha Tower and coordinated an escort. A military jet was sent to visually inspect the damage. From the cockpit, the escort pilot reported. Fuselage breach, right side near row 26. Landing gear appears intact. That small detail gave Reyes hope. They could still make it. But new problems emerged. The autopilot refused manual input. The control column was unresponsive, likely due to ruptured hydraulic lines from the explosion. Reyes took a deep breath. We'll have to do it the hard way, he said. They would fly by engine thrust alone, adjusting power on each side to steer. It was risky, but it was their only chance. He pushed the left throttle forward, pulled the right one back. Slowly, painfully, the aircraft began to turn toward Okinawa. The cabin grew eerily silent. Passengers clutched hands, prayed, or simply stared ahead in shock. Outside, the sea shimmered below, endless and cold. Inside, time seemed to stop. 7 minutes to go. Dump fuel, Reyes ordered. Flight engineer Commendador opened the valves. 2 bright trails of vapor streamed behind the wings. A desperate attempt to lighten the aircraft before landing. The smell of fuel filled the cabin. Some passengers gasped, thinking it was smoke. Others began to cry. Reyes stayed focused. He had no room for fear now. Landing gear down, he said. The indicator light turned green. A good sign. On the radio, Naha Tower replied. Philippine 434, cleared to land, runway 18 is ready. Below, fire trucks and ambulances lined the tarmac. Everyone waited, holding their breath. 2 minutes. Reyes tightened his grip on the yoke. His hands trembled slightly, but his voice was steady. Flaps 30. Flaps 30, set. Through the cockpit window, the runway appeared, a thin gray strip against the ocean. The captain whispered to himself, "Let's bring them home." The Boeing 747 descended. Wind howled, alarms blared. The landing gear touched down. Sparks flew as the tires screamed against the concrete. The massive jet rumbled, skidded, then finally slowed to a halt. For a moment, silence. Then, applause, sobs, laughter. They had made it. Captain Reyes leaned back, exhausted. Tears filled his eyes. After one of the most harrowing flights in aviation history, they were alive. At 12:45 p.m., exactly 1 hour after the explosion, Flight 434 landed safely. All 272 passengers and 20 crew members survived, except for one, Haruki Ikegami. News spread across the world. A mid-air bombing, and a miraculous landing. But somewhere far away, Ramzi Yousef was watching the reports. He frowned. The plane hadn't exploded as planned. He had failed, partially. Yet to him, it was proof that his design worked. The test was over. The real plan could begin. A massive investigation followed. At the crash site, forensic teams collected fragments of C-26K. Traces of nitroglycerin and electronic parts confirmed the use of a small but powerful bomb. Back in Manila, police received a call about a minor fire in a local apartment. Firefighters broke in and discovered chemicals, circuit boards, flight maps, and fake passports. The tenant's name, Ramzi Yousef. They had stumbled upon a terrorist laboratory, the heart of Operation Bojinka. Inside the computer, investigators found detailed plans for bombing 11 airliners and maps of U.S. landmarks, including CIA headquarters and 2 tall towers in New York City. The same blueprints that, years later, would inspire the September 11th attacks. In February 1995, Ramzi Yousef was captured in Pakistan after an international manhunt. He was extradited to the United States and tried in federal court. When the judge asked him why he committed such crimes, he simply replied, coldly, "Because I could." He was sentenced to life imprisonment plus 240 years. A lifetime in solitary confinement. His accomplices, including Abdul Hakim Murad, were also arrested and convicted. But the shadow he left behind, the fear of unseen bombs in the sky, still lingers. Flight 434 was the warning the world ignored. A prelude to 9/11. In the Philippines, Captain Eduardo Reyes, First Officer Jamie Herrera, and Flight Engineer Dexter Comendador were hailed as heroes. President Fidel Ramos awarded them the nation's highest honor for bravery. They had saved hundreds of lives through skill and calm under impossible pressure. Years later, Comendador would become a commercial airline captain and eventually CEO of a major carrier. He once said, "On that day, I saw the line between life and death. And I learned that calmness, not strength, is what keeps us alive." Today, when people speak of Flight 434, they remember not only the horror, but also the miracle. One bomb, one life lost, hundreds saved. A global plot stopped by a twist of fate. A relocated fuel tank, a changed seat number, and the courage of 3 men. Ramzi Yousef wanted to prove that fear could rule the world. But the crew of Flight 434 proved the opposite. That courage can silence fear. That day, the sky was filled with smoke and screams. Yet when the Boeing 747 touched down safely, light returned to the runway. It wasn't just the light of a landing. It was the light of hope. That even in the darkest hour, human courage still prevails.